everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're taking a look at AI.
Oh, yeah.
And all the crazy advancements that have been happening.
It's a wild world.
It really is. A lot to unpack. So much going on with the big players, like Google and OpenAI. And then also we're seeing like these practical applications popping up like everywhere.
Oh, yeah, all over the place.
I'm just thinking about like healthcare.
Huge implications there.
Finance, cybersecurity. I mean, it's like AI is
everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So much to talk about. Let's dive in. First up, OpenAI's newest model, O3.
Yes.
Now they're calling this like enhanced reasoning capabilities. What does that actually mean?
So think about it like this. Imagine you need to figure out, the traffic flow for an entire city.
Oh, yeah.
Like previously, that would have taken teams of programmers, weeks, even months potentially, to really optimize that. But with O3's improved logical processing, it could potentially solve that problem so much faster.
Oh, wow.
Like a fraction of the time.
That's crazy. So that's some serious problem solving there.
Yeah.
And OpenAI actually released two versions, right? There's like the O3 and the O3 Mini.
Yeah, it's a smart move, I think. Allows them to kind of cater to a wider range of users, get feedback from all sorts of different people. And I think the fact that they're looking for external testers just shows they're serious about making these models even better.
Yeah, like even more powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of scary to think about. Speaking of power, though, Google's not just sitting back and watching.
Right.
They just unveiled Gemini 2.0. That's their answer to OpenAI's advancements. And they paired it with a brand new AI accelerator chip called Trillium.
And those benchmark tests. Really impressive.
Yeah, I saw those.
Especially how Trillium handles parallel processing. It's like, imagine having thousands of specialized brains all working together on a problem at the same time. Yeah. That's the kind of efficiency and speed we're talking about here.
So Google's really pushing the limits of AI performance here. But is this all just theoretical, or are we seeing real-world applications of this tech already?
Oh, we're totally seeing it. Businesses are realizing that AI is a tool they can use right now, to improve what they're doing and create incredible experiences for their customers.
So like Telstra, for example,
Yeah.
the Australian telecom company, they're using AI in some pretty innovative ways. They've got Ask Telstra, which is like an AI-powered virtual assistant.
Right.
And then there's one-sentence summary.
Oh, yeah.
Which condenses complex information into, you guessed it,
one sentence.
one sentence. Pretty wild.
Yeah, that's a great example of how AI can streamline things, for customers.
Right.
But it also makes you think, does summarizing something super complex into one sentence actually help people understand it, or does it oversimplify things?
Oh, that's a good point. It's like for every AI advancement, there's like a new question or a new consideration.
Exactly. It's constantly evolving.
And it's changing so quickly.
We have to look at it with a critical eye,
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, the National Australia Bank is another one, jumping on the AI train. They're using it for coding, knowledge management, marketing.
It's all about staying competitive.
Yeah. And then there's Macquarie Group, another big player in finance. They introduced this thing called Macquarie AI Chat.
Oh, yeah, to streamline internal communication,
Exactly.
boost productivity.
So it's like every industry is figuring out how to use AI to their advantage.
Oh, absolutely.
It's really incredible to see. But okay, back to Google for a second. They've got these projects, Project Mariner and Project Astra.
Those are super interesting.
Yeah, tell me about those.
Well, they're all about changing how we interact with information. Like, imagine an AI that can create a research report just for you from tons of data.
Oh, whoa.
Or answer your complex questions instantly. That's Mariner and Astra.
That's crazy. So that's like next level research and access to information. They could totally change how we work and learn.
Think about it. Researchers, students, businesses, anyone who needs to access information quickly could benefit.
Yeah, that's a game changer. But, with all this power comes responsibility.
Yeah.
Right? We've got to talk about the ethical implications of AI.
For sure. As AI gets more powerful and more integrated into our lives, we have to make sure it's developed responsibly.
Right, with transparency, accountability, all that.
Exactly. And OpenAI is actually trying to address some of those concerns with their new deliberative alignment technique.
Oh, yeah, I read about that. So what is that?
Well, it's all about making AI systems safer and more controllable, aligning their goals with human values, It's like teaching AI to think about the why behind its actions, not just the how.
So like instilling a sense of consequence.
Exactly. Helping AI anticipate the impact of its actions and make choices that are good for humans.
That's a huge step in the right direction. And it's good to see that the AI community is taking these ethical challenges seriously.
It's essential as AI becomes more pervasive in our lives.
Totally. And it's not just the developers and researchers who are engaged in this conversation. There's a lot of buzz in the community, too,
Oh, yeah.
especially in fields like healthcare and cybersecurity.
People are really excited about AI's potential to revolutionize healthcare.
I can see why.
And in cybersecurity, it could be used to predict and prevent cyber attacks.
It's clear that AI is already shaping our world in a major way.
And it's a future we need to approach thoughtfully and critically.
Couldn't agree more. We need to keep asking tough questions, demanding transparency, and making sure AI is used to make the world a better place.
Absolutely.
So as we continue our deep dive into the world of AI, let's keep those critical lenses on and explore the potential impact of these advancements.
I'm ready.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, it really is amazing to think about, how all this is going to change things.
It's wild. It's like we're on the edge of something huge,
Totally.
like endless possibilities. But, we got to think about the downsides too, right?
Yeah.
Any powerful technology
Right, yeah.
comes with risks.
It's like that saying, right? With great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly. And that's so true with AI, especially now.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that worries me is the impact on jobs. Like if AI can do stuff that humans do, what happens to those workers?
Yeah, that's a valid concern. As AI gets more and more capable, some jobs are definitely going to be affected.
Sure.
But if you look at history, technology always creates new opportunities, too.
So it's not like AI is taking jobs away. It's more like changing what work looks like.
Exactly. It's about adapting and evolving,
Yeah.
Think about the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
Sure, some jobs were lost, but a whole bunch of new ones were created. We just have
Yeah.
to be ready for it, Learn new skills and adapt.
So it sounds like lifelong learning is more important than ever.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just about technical skills either. It's things like critical thinking, problem solving,
The
creativity.
human stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The stuff AI can't do yet.
AI is making us be more human.
In a way, yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific industries for a second. We've touched on finance and telecom, but what about healthcare?
Oh, healthcare is ripe for disruption by AI.
How so?
We're already seeing it in things like medical imaging, drug discovery, personalized medicine.
Wow.
Imagine AI helping doctors diagnose more accurately personalized treatments, even prevent diseases.
That sounds like sci-fi.
I know, right? But it's getting closer and closer.
That's incredible. And what about cybersecurity? How's AI helping us stay safe online?
Well, AI systems can analyze tons of data looking for patterns and anomalies.
Okay.
They can actually spot cyber attacks in real time
Really?
and block them before they do any damage.
Wow. So it's like having an army of digital bodyguards.
Pretty much. But of course, we still have to think about the ethics,
Right. Always the ethics.
Like one big challenge is making sure AI systems are fair and unbiased
Yeah.
and that they're transparent in how they work. We don't want AI making things worse, like perpetuating existing biases.
Right? Like if an AI is trained on biased data, it can make unfair decisions.
Exactly. We need to make sure AI is developed ethically.
So it promotes equality and fairness.
Exactly.
That's a big responsibility.
It is, but it's one we can't ignore. The potential consequences are just too big.
And it's good that we're having these conversations, It shows we're thinking critically about AI.
Oh, absolutely. Awareness is key.
We need to keep asking tough questions and demanding transparency for the people developing these systems.
Agreed. And it's important to remember that AI isn't just one thing.
What do you mean?
It's a whole bunch of different technologies and applications, each with its own opportunities and challenges.
So we need to be nuanced in how we think about it.
Exactly. It's not just about being for or against AI. We
Right.
need to engage with it thoughtfully and responsibly.
Well said. So as we start to wrap up this deep dive, what are some key takeaways for our listeners?
I think the most important thing is to stay curious and critical. Don't be afraid to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and be part of the conversation. The future of AI is something we're all shaping together.
That's a great point. So as we wrap things up,
We've really gone deep, haven't we? It's a lot to process.
it is. AI is such a wild ride right now. So many breakthroughs and so much to think about ethically.
It really makes you think about the future.
It does.
Oh.
And I think the biggest takeaway is that AI isn't some far-off thing anymore.
Oh, no.
It's here. It's happening now, and it's changing everything.
It really is woven into our lives already, whether we realize it or not.
That's why it's so important to stay informed and be part of the conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely. We can't just sit back and watch this happen.
we have to be active participants, make sure AI is being used for good.
It's our responsibility to shape this future, to make sure AI benefits everyone.
Well said. So as we wrap up our deep dive today, what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember?
I think the most important thing is to stay curious. Don't let AI intimidate you.
Yeah.
Ask questions, learn as much as you can, and get involved in the discussion.
The future of AI depends on all of us.
Exactly.
So for our listeners who want to stay up to date on all things AI, where can they go?
There's a great resource called AI for the People.
I've heard of them.
They provide daily AI updates specifically for people like our listeners, who are tech savvy and want to stay informed.
Awesome. And they're on social media, right?
Yep. Give them a follow, like their posts, share them with your friends.
Spread the word.
The more people we have engaged in these conversations, the better.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
A huge thank you to you, our expert, for sharing your insights with us today.
My pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into AI.
It's been fun.
We'll be back soon with another episode exploring the cutting edge of tech. Until then, stay curious, keep learning, and let's shape the future together.